been experiencing some vision loss periodically, pressure behind the eyes. And
is she feeling pressure, or she was diagnosed with pressure?
I think he said she was feeling that. I don't know if she has a diagnosis. He didn't mention that to me.
Okay, well, that's glaucoma. Glaucoma is a term, kind of a catch-all phrase. There's a lot of different types of glaucoma, but basically glaucoma is a catch-all phrase that refers to an increase in fluid pressure. They call it IOP, intraocular pressure, inside the eye. There's different kinds of glaucoma, open angle, close angle, etc., but it doesn't really matter. The fact is that the fluid is not draining as it should. There's a little valve inside the eye that opens and closes, and that valve is supposed to adjust accordingly to relieve pressure. When that valve gets broken down, that's when you get a problem with increased pressure in the eye. So glaucoma is caused by a breakdown in that little valve that opens and closes, or is supposed to open and close when there's pressure building up inside the eye. So you want to think about is, why is that valve breaking down? And there's only one reason, and that's because the cells that compose that valve, that make up those valves, are inflamed following starvation, suffocation, and toxification. It's the same thing that goes wrong anywhere else in the body. Remember, health is simple. This is the premise on the bright side. All disease is cell disease, and all cell disease, whether it's in the valves in the eye, or whether it's in the joints, or whether it's in the skin or anywhere else, all disease is cell disease, and all cell disease is inflammation, starvation, suffocation, and toxification. First things first, sugar is the ultimate toxin in the body. Now, there's other toxins, of course, from foods and from pollution and mercury and preservatives and all the crap we put into our system. But the most important, or one of the most important toxins that gets into the body on a regular basis, and we don't regard it as a toxin, but it is sugar. And diabetes, which is a blood sugar problem, and glaucoma go hand in hand. And all eye problems really go hand in hand. So you want to work on the blood sugar system for glaucoma. Have your friend, whoever it is, your friend's daughter, work with her blood sugar system. That means reducing her intake of foods that spike blood sugar, fruits and pastas and fruit juices. And by the way, fruits have some good things in there, but they have lots of sugar, so you got to be careful with fruits and fruit juices, pasta, rice, potatoes, desserts, etc. Reduce her intake of those foods, and start using nutrients that help with the blood sugar system, which also, not coincidentally, also will help with the eyes. Zinc, 50 milligrams a day, zinc picolinate especially. Vitamin E, 400 international units a day. Look for mixed tocopherols. Selenium, 200 to 400 micrograms a day. Use your ultimate selenium. MSM sulfur, the amino acid taurine, the amino acid arginine can all be helpful for stabilizing blood sugar and can also be helpful for the eyes. Don't forget your sweeties, chromium and vanadium, superstar blood sugar stabilizing nutrients, which will have beneficial effects for glaucoma. Same with the B complex, all the B complex, but especially vitamin B1 and vitamin B3, niacin, and thiamine. Vitamin C is also very important. Use about 1,000 to 5,000 milligrams a day. You'll get that in your Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Make sure she's on the Healthy Start Pack, of course. Omega-3 fatty acids can also be helpful. That's your ultimate EFA, so you'll get that in the Healthy Start Pack as well. If there's any digestive issues, that will also lead to toxicity in the blood and ultimately toxicity at the cell level. So make sure she's correcting any digestive health issues. And then last but most certainly not least, oxygenation, slow, deep breathing. The body does not heal under conditions of oxygen deficiency. Under conditions of oxygen deficiency, inflammation will get worse, whether it's inflammation in the joints or whether it's inflammation in the eyes or whether it's inflammation in the skin. So make sure she's practicing her slow, deep breathing techniques. And you'll notice that I didn't say anything different than I would have told you if you complained about arthritis or you had a problem with autoimmune disease or any of the other so-called 12,800 different health diseases. And this is so important because it simplifies health and wellness. It means we can do everything ourselves, no matter what our health challenges are. Inflammation, which follows starvation and suffocation and toxification. You address starvation by using your Mighty 90 essential nutrients, making sure you're getting your macronutrients, your proteins and fats and carbohydrates, that is vegetable carbohydrates, making sure you're getting your micronutrients. You address toxification by eliminating sugar or reducing at least your intake of sugar, using sugar metabolizing nutrients, staying away from processed foods, and of course you address the oxygenation issue by simply sitting on the couch couch and practicing your deep breathing techniques. This is how simple health and wellness are, you guys. We don't have to be dealing with the chronic degenerative diseases that we're dealing with. We don't have to be suffering from this epidemic of diseases that we have in this country, despite the fact that we have more doctors than ever before in the history of planet Earth. That's how simple health and wellness is. Oxygenation, nutritional supplementation, eliminate toxicity and toxification. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You've been listening to The Bright Side. Tomorrow